That wife beater is fucking hot, dude.
Yeah,
looking good, dude. You're fucking crushing it.
Got the fucked up haircut, so I have a mullet, and I figured I'd embrace it.
Oh, let's go, dude. Let's go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Ghosts Getting Got While Girly Girls Get Their Ghastly Goodness from Going Guerrilla Warfare on Gonads of Souls Now Gone. Uncle Gary got good and gutless while grabbing his Ouija board and going, quote, God mode on some ghouls episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
Who we got back here?
Drew Head.
Drew, what's up, man? This episode is brought to you by Purple Moose Power Washing LLC, the official sponsor of the Days Grimm. These guys are the newest pressure / power washing company in the tri-state. So check these dudes out. If you got anything you need pressure washed, they're doing siding, brick, fences, patios. For $20, they'll power wash your dog. So honestly, just hit these dudes up. Get in there while their deals are hot. What's up, man?
Not much. Joining us this week in the Days Grimm shoebox, Jodie Murtha. How are you?
I'm good. Hi,
What's
guys.
up?
You know, just it's hot as hell outside. And,
Brutal.
You know, yeah. Dealing with that.
We're actually sitting in a sauna as we speak. What is it, like 83 degrees up here?
I don't know.
I don't think it's 83.
We went.
I'm not sweating. I would be sweating.
I'm postmenopausal right now.
We went floating last weekend down a lazy river.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And Brian took a nap out there.
Took a hard nap. So we've done this. My wife and I have done these floats like multiple years. We've done it like 8 times or something, a lot of times. And like, you just get in an inner tube and you just float for hours.
Yeah.
Like hours. And
like 8 hours.
You just drink.
Yeah. Yep.
And float.
Which river were you on? Does it matter?
Current River. Van Buren.
Yep. Missouri.
Van Buren, Missouri. So
Yep.
we're down there. We get sloshed. And we're about, I don't know, we're probably like 8 hours in at this point because I think we floated for like 9 or 10 hours because we stopped so much.
Yeah.
And we're about 8 hours in. And I like shotgunned 4 beers with a complete stranger, which is the best thing about these floats. You meet all kinds of cool folks. And I shotgunned 4 beers with this complete stranger, whom I referred to as Dad. And then I got in my tube and we just started floating. They joined us. And then I just went to sleep. I just took a snooze.
He wasn't the only one that slept, though. Somebody else was not.
That's funny. I'm really surprised that, like, when you woke up, that you didn't have like marker on you or.
No. I got him good before that.
I was shocked too. Yeah, tell them about your little Houdini trick you pulled on me.
So, like, when you go and you rent the inner tube, you have to wait like for like an hour for this bus to pick you up. So, like, 45 minutes in the sun, you're getting hot and everything. And I asked Brian if he wanted a water, and he said, yeah. So I tossed him a water bottle, and he was like a gulp and a half deep before he realized that I'd filled the water bottle up with straight tequila.
Fucking Blanco, dude.
Oh.
Blanco, fucking
ice cold Blanco.
Yeah, crushed my dick, dude. Literally a whole gulp. And then I started to hit the second gulp like hit my fucking uvula, and I was like, fuck me, that's tequila. I just spit it out everywhere.
No salt, no lime.
No salt, no lime. It was a dirty rim job, if I'm being honest with you.
Yep.
Yeah, you dirty.
But hey, the food was good.
You shiesty bastard. I think the last time we saw you, there was still snow on the ground. It's been that long since we've seen you last.
Yeah. Well, we would have seen you. So would have seen me a little earlier.
Correct.
If you didn't break both your arms.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not do that ever again.
Okay. So
that was the worst thing ever.
do we want to talk about the situation? What's going on here?
Okay. So I was riding my bike, and I was on St. Joe Avenue, and I was on the sidewalks because I was testing it out. I was just trying to test it out.
You just got road tires put on from like off-road tires.
I'd gotten road tires on it, and there was problems with the gears. Like the gears weren't acting correctly. They wouldn't shift properly. And I hadn't figured out what was going on. The chain kept slipping off, and I was just trying to work through it and see if I could fix it without having to.
Daddy.
Yeah. And So I decide I'm going to, just kind of roll down the sidewalk, but there was a trash can in the way. So I had to go out on the driveway and come around. And even though I was very conscientious I saw the lip, it's like 1.5 inches. I know because we measured it. I was like, I want to know how big that lip is.
What's my threshold?
Yeah. And, I guess I don't know exactly how it happened because all I know is I'm looking down at that lip and the next thing you know, I'm on the ground. I hit so hard that I bounced from my front to my back. And then I think I passed out for a little while. And then I woke up, I came to, and I'm laying there like sprawled out with my arms on the concrete. And I see my phone on the left of me and I was like, okay, I'm going to call for help. And I tried to move my arms. I'm like, yeah, those aren't working. And so I just kind of started to, not scream like hysterically, but I was just like, hey, help. Because I'm like, I'm on St. John. No one's going to hear me.
Help if you want to. I'm over here.
So finally, I think I passed out again. And then finally some random person who was, jogging came by and said, do you need some help? I go, call 911 right now. Like immediately. And then apparently there was a actual, cool motorcycle bike. No, I'm sure the accident wasn't cool, but a motorcycle accident happened. At the same time, my bicycle accident happened. So when they called 911, they went to that one and not to mine. So the person that owned the house that I was in front of, that was like literally 4 doors down from my house, ran to the fire station down the corner, like whatever street that is, Maryland, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And said, no, like this isn't just like a boo-boo. Like get up here. And it was not fun.
How long was the recovery process?
Oh, I'm still actually technically recovering. So
and I will preface, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, it's okay.
I have to be very clear. Every time we run into bumps and bruises and trauma, Thomas will pass out if we talk blood and guts. So
there
let's
really
not do
wasn't
that.
any blood.
Right. Let's not do that.
Just a good amount of surgeries.
Yeah. There was just so
or needles too. We don't talk about needles either.
Well, the most gruesome thing that happened, I think was happening, is when they said, because my left wrist, I crushed every bone. So they said, well, it's dislocated and it's crushed. So since it's pushed back so far, we have to pull it out.
Ouch.
So they had to put me in traction, and they show up with this like medieval looking contraption.
To pull it forward.
Well, no, they hung
like
it
that.
from like metal mesh fingers, and then they kept putting weights on my elbow to
They're like 5 more kilograms. Nope, doesn't do it.
I'm good.
5 more kilograms.
I'm
Nope,
good,
doesn't
man.
do it.
I'm good. Keep me out of that.
Like the scales of justice hanging off her arm.
Jesus Christ. What are we, fucking quartering now? Fuck, dude.
What are those old scales like that?
The justice scale. The teeter-totter.
That's kind of how I felt. I was like, I couldn't move my arms.
Brutal.
I couldn't itch my nose. There were so many things you just don't realize what you cannot do without arms. You just can't.
Well, and you said your son moved in, and you had to, don't you normally have to help take care of him in a specific manner or whatever? Yeah,
and so I had to have him come down and help. There was just no way that I could do it without him. And he's done everything. Like he rebuilt the stairs on the back of the deck so I wouldn't fall through them because they were old and they needed to be redone. There was so much work that I had planned to do at the house that I couldn't physically do.
Fuck, that sucks.
So I'm still in physical therapy.
Who are you going through?
Orthopedic associate. So
shout out.
My doctor said, this is the weirdest thing. So my doctor said to me, the last time I saw him, he says, you rank in the top 3 worst wrists I've ever had to work on. The other 2 I could not fix.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
Damn.
So he's not exactly sure, but like I don't have so here's as far back as I can go. But this hand, so sorry.
No, you're fine.
And then, I'm better with this, but obviously, and then this cannot move very well. And then can't do that. So I'm holding my hand over like this is still so this whole hand and arm, and I still have numbness from the nerve damage because the other thing they did was they put an external fixator on me at first because the doctor wanted to fix these 2 compound fractures.
So you were straight the whole time.
Yeah, he was like, I want to fix this because this isn't a typical break. Something that you can, we can deal with this. So this was a 5-hour surgery. He's like, I want you to be able to have this so we can get you into rehab immediately with this. So you'll have an arm.
That anesthesia nap feels good though, right?
No, not for me.
Oh.
You did not care for it.
No, I don't, because I have other autoimmune disorders and an autonomic disorder, and it just messes me completely up. It just
like
causes,
hangover, or like you're sick while it's happening?
No,
or?
it causes them to flare up. So like I have fibromyalgia, I have posterior orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, I have rotted sinus syndrome.
Don't these all sound like old dinosaur names? Not to to belittle them,
No,
but like you know what I mean?
The Ponosaurus, Ponosaurus.
Krakadosaurus, Cardiosino, Ractus. No, that's fucking terrible. And also, thanks for punching up her sensitivity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You piece of shit. He's so insensitive. I'm so sorry.
You just don't know. and a lot of people don't realize. I think, that's it's fine.
But, and like my aunt's got some crazy name autoimmune disease. There's just so many out there. I feel like.
It's fucking terrible. Actually, the English professor that we interviewed has one as well.
Yeah, you're right.
She had those rings that she has to wear because she has like her joints will just dislocate. Like
she has Ehlers-Danlos.
I think so.
Another dinosaur sounding name.
It sounds like a nice gentleman's name.
Ehlers-Danlos. Like a
it is two
rich old
gentlemen's
English
names.
name.
The two doctors that discovered it.
Wow.
Nice, dude. Look at that. Crushed it. No, but yeah, honestly, she had to wear these rings because like her fingers would just dislocate. So they like kept them jammed in, and like it was brutal.
Also, glad you weren't the death of the week.
Right? I was, that would have sucked.
Very true. But also, speaking of the death of the week. Bruce, spin it up, Daddy. This week's death of the week.
The death of the week.
Brought to you by Thedaysgrimm.com. Get in there, get some merch, get decked out in a TDG tee, or a mug. Or we're trialing some new stuff, that might eventually go on sale. We got
locally.
We got a Tumblr
old timers
thermos. Shout out to who was
it?
it?
It was old timers. That's what my neighbor's engraving thing is called.
Sick, and we may eventually dive on into that full throttle. So get in there to thedaysgrimm.com, thedaysgrimm.com. Get yourself some merch, guys. God bless you. Are you a fan of dogs?
Yes, I actually currently there's 4 in my house.
Heads up, not going to love this one. Man dies after being licked by his dog and contracting rare infection. Oh, yeah. A 63-year-old man in Germany has died after contracting a rare infection when he was licked by his dog. Doctors have warned pet owners to seek urgent medical advice if they exhibit unusual flu-like symptoms following the rare case, details of which have been published in a paper in the European Journal of Case Reports in Internal Medicine. The previously healthy man's infection was caused by, gonna do my best here, Capnocytophagia canamorisis.
Another prehistoric plant.
Yep. A bacterium that is commonly found in the mouths of dogs and cats, according to the report. It is transmitted to humans only in rare scenarios. The bacteria can be transmitted through an animal bite, but the man had not been bitten. Quote, he had been touched and licked, but not bitten or injured by said dog. This, his only pet in previous weeks, end quote. Going on, at first, the man reported flu-like symptoms and later developed severe sepsis and purpura, fulminans, I don't know what this is, an acute disorder that causes blood spots, bruising, and discoloration of the skin, as well as necrosis. Fuck, that sounds terrible. The man was treated in intensive care, but his health continued to deteriorate, and he died from multiple organ failure, according to the authors. All right, guys. Somebody in this room has let their dog kiss their face before. Who's done it?
Yeah, but also like
I mean, he's like, yeah, of course. But
like I get out of the shower and Bonnie like licks my legs or whatever. But like I feel like if you get a wound though, your dog is kind of like right there trying to like lick it up anyways.
Yeah,
like I've totally like scratched my leg and had a dog lick it and be like,
yeah,
fuck it.
I've definitely had that, and my dog has licked my face, but like both of my dog's breath was fucking rancid for the most part, so I tried to avoid that.
I don't think. Oh, I thought you were defending him. I was gonna say that probably makes it worse.
No, that's. I mean, maybe that was his thing. I don't know, but
That was his
for
thing.
me, I'm like,
Rest
Get
in
your
peace. By the way, rest in peace.
stank ass mouth away from my face.
I'm assuming we're talking about the one that recently passed.
Yeah,
He had that stank mouth.
it was so bad.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, after like 12 years, you're that old in dog years?
Dude, Snoop's mouth smells like the Great Depression.
I bet it does.
I swear to God.
Like
He's
he
a
would.
13-year-old beagle.
Yeah.
How was that when
I have a 19-year-old mix, and she has dementia, and like she just wanders around. She doesn't know her own name anymore.
Yeah, that's like where my
And-
dog was at.
Yeah, and she gives zero fucks about anything, and it's just.
He would kind of
I'm
just.
like, why? I don't mean this. I love her. I mean, she's brought me so much joy, but I'm like, why are you still here?
No, like
You
at a
know?
certain point, they're just wandering around, and they're under your feet constantly because
Yes.
they're like, I know who that person is. I'm gonna follow them.
Yes.
But like my dog before he died would like walk around just licking the floor.
And what was his name again?
Lincoln.
Rest in peace, Lincoln.
He was like a 17-year-old beagle mix, but he would like open his mouth and you could smell it from across the room.
People would just start dying in the room that he opened his mouth.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank
Wow,
you.
that was a squirter.
Right, they always are for me.
Dude, I got a fucking mist on my calves. That's this week. That's a rough transition. That's this week's Death of the Week, brought to you by thedaysgrimm.com. Dip the tip in, get some merch.
So did you do any Reiki afterwards on
Oh,
your
yeah.
hands or have it done?
Yes, I had. So the cool thing about Reiki is, it can travel. You don't have to be in the same room. You don't actually have to physically touch. So I immediately called all my Reiki master friends, and I was like, send it all to me. In fact, the night after my surgery, the first surgery, and I was still in the hospital, the doctor had given me a nerve block, and so that I wouldn't have any pain in this arm
Right.
and this arm. And because this, this had this external fixator on it, this was, all fixed up. And I was like, they came when that shit wore off,
Oh, I bet it was excruciating.
I almost went back into shock. They were throwing everything at me, and they could not get the pain to come down.
And real quick, just for Drew's got it pulled up, just in case you haven't seen Jodie's first episode with us, travel on back, I think roughly 20 episodes. I think it's 111, 112, 113, somewhere in there. She first came on and we spoke a lot about Reiki. This is what she does. So Reiki is a Japanese form of energy healing and a type of alternative medicine. Reiki practitioners use a technique called palm healing or hands-on healing, through which a, quote, universal energy, end quote, is said to be transferred through the palms of the practitioner to the patient in order to encourage emotional and physical healing.
Do you
Just a
think
heads up.
palms on is better than the sending the energy?
It's the same.
It's the same. So
It's the same.
why are there both? Well, I guess that's not a good way to word that question. What am I trying to get at? Was one before the other, I guess?
Well, so when we are attuned, and as we begin to move through each phase of Reiki training, because there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and there that does go on, but once you get to 4, you're learning how to utilize and call those things in, right? And so the 1 and 2, you're not able to do the travel. You're
You're only able to do like the Mr. Miyagi
Yes.
hands-on.
Yes. And you're not really you don't learn that until I think 3,
The traveling.
the traveling. And then And I will use it. Here's a cool thing to use it if you ever take classes and you want to learn. The coolest thing about as far as practical uses for the traveling is you're in traffic and you're like, hey, I need to get somewhere from point A to point B in a certain amount of time, and I need to have the perfect parking spot when I get there. You can send it ahead and the traffic will part and you'll have your parking spot. I have used that so many times.
That's like fucking
Evan Almighty.
metaphysical.
Bruce
That's like a metaphysical fucking Uber, dude, but for parking.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick, dude. Can you like make lights turn green and shit? Like get all these people out of my way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. I gotta go somewhere.
A lot of times, like if I'm running behind, I'm sending that specific. I'm asking for that specific energy, in front of me to wherever I'm going, to the location that I'm going to be heading.
Hell yeah.
So that I get there, and I use it more on the parking spot thing.
Okay.
Because I don't want to park far. I want to park up close. So I'm
100%.
Is there like Reiki karma? Like the more good Reiki you do, like the better it is. So like if I learned Reiki, I would use it to like if I knew Brian had a meeting, I would mess with like his groin chakra to like maybe make blood flow while he's like trying to.
Are you saying you want to make him hard?
Yeah. While I'm not there, you know what I mean?
That's kind of hot for me. If I just got hard in the middle of a
Like
presentation.
something important.
Like Thomas is thinking about me.
So I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm not saying that can't happen.
Like Brian's at a funeral. And
Yeah, he just gets fucking rock solid all of a sudden. He's like, he just must have really loved his grandma. You know? Rest in peace, Grandma Ruth. I really do miss you. She just passed away recently since I've seen you.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. She was ready, dude. She was ready. She got a really poor diagnosis, and she could have fought it, but she was like, I'm tapping. She was ready. Yeah, I think. So, but yeah,
and
dude.
see, an erection would have helped him there. So it'd be like good Reiki. You know what I mean?
Well, I was a pallbearer, so maybe not. It would have been a little awkward, but, you know.
I'll prefer the other gentleman around you.
But is there like Reiki karma though? Like because they say if you do like voodoo, if the bad you do comes back to you.
It does. Well, that's the law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
Put out positive, positive comes back. You put out negative, negative comes back. I do know that, if I were to try to utilize the power of Reiki in a negative way, which I'm not saying that I have not used it, and this is actually a really good segue into talking about how I got into the ghost thing, because
I dig it.
Because when I do Reiki, right, I'm not. It's not all rainbows and unicorns, right? There's sometimes when I'm working on someone and I have them on the table, and I'm like, there is just this ick, or there is this little manifested demon shit.
Call it a little nasty.
Yeah,
maybe. Like
that
a little nasty.
I have to, either pull off of them, because
Right.
I've done that. I've pulled off, a being or a thing from someone, and you got to know what to do with it, right? And then
That's what you had like the crystals and stuff for last time,
right?
Like we spoke
and
about.
you got to know like how to handle it and what to do with it. And so, like, I know a lot of Reiki masters who they act as if it's all love, light, and okay, you go ahead and believe on that. But I'm gonna tell you, I've been in your location, and there was some nasty shit in all the corners, and I refused to go back in there because y'all weren't cleaning your messes up.
Ugh.
And so that's why I kind of got into the ghost thing a little bit, because that was education for me and some of my other Reiki friends as well. So we started off, the first experience I ever had was when I was getting my Reiki 4 master teacher certification. And to do that, we had to learn how to attune any person that we would want to teach to.
Can you explain the attune thing again?
So attuning
for first-time listener?
is a ceremony that we call upon spirits, our guides, our past relatives, on anyone that's there for our highest and best good, and we become attuned by creating Reiki to be within us all the time, no matter what. Whether I'm practicing it or I'm not practicing it, I have it, right? And so anytime I ever want to tap back into it,
it's like getting your cup filled back up.
it's still at the same level. Like I don't lose it, right? So every time we would go for like level Reiki 1, we got attuned at the end. Reiki 2, we got attuned at the end. Reiki 3, attuned at the end. But Reiki 4, not only do we get attuned, but then that's when we learn how to attune. Because all the time we're getting attuned by the master, our eyes are closed. We don't really know what's going on, and for a purpose, because we don't. They want to make sure that whoever is going out there in the world isn't just going to go randomly start attuning a bunch of people that isn't there to do the right thing, or be just malevolent, right? So we were learning how to attune, and now I had one of my. We were talking about this briefly about my autoimmune disorders. I have a disorder that's called a myoclonic tremors, and I was having a fit. So my whole body was just twitching, and I couldn't stop, and it was to the point where it was exhausting me.
That sounds terrible. Just for the record,
it's not. I don't recommend.
Is this like spastic?
Yeah.
Like
well, yeah. It's kind of like, okay, so I'll tell you exactly how it is. Every night when you guys lay down to go to sleep and you're almost asleep and then your body twitches,
yeah,
it's like that, but then you do that all day.
Oh, that's fucking sick, dude. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
Some people too. It gets their head, and so they're going like this. So imagine just shaking your head basically for hours with no control.
So we were doing the attunement, but there was an odd number of us. So someone, and they only needed. They were trying to, like, 2 people. They put 2 people together, and one would practice on one, and the other would practice on the other.
Right.
And I was just like, I gotta sit out. I'm not gonna help. I'm not gonna ruin someone else's experience and not be able to, learn how to do it. And I just need to sit down. I can't stop this, and it's driving me crazy. But I'll watch. But I had also brought camera equipment in because I was helping my Reiki master at the time come up with better photography for his stuff. And I had been in there in the same office before, photographing in that office with the same equipment. It was my camera. It was my phone with the camera. And I was on a tripod, and I had a light, and it was pretty basic. But I mean, I was kind of just trying to help him out. He had a lot of great products people didn't know about, and he had a lot more modalities that people just didn't realize he had. And I was just trying to, like, hey, here you go. If you want to use them, use them. If you don't, whatever.
Showcase them.
But my plan was, because he had such a large class this time of Reiki masters that were going through, and I just thought, well, I think we need to, like, get a picture of all of us together with our certificates. So I set my tripod up because I'm seeing that they're wrapping it up, right? Now, remember, when we attune, we call in all of these people, all of these spirits, all these guides, all of these things. We call them in. But because I'm not feeling well, I'm like, let's wrap this up. I start setting my camera equipment up, and as soon as they finish with practicing, I'm like, okay, everybody get on this one wall, and I get everybody assorted. And I have a clicker, in my hand, and I get in position and I start clicking. And I'm like clicking a bunch of pictures, right? So let me send these to you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want you guys to see, because I am like sitting there just going to the camera, and I just started checking, and I'm like, and everyone could tell something was wrong. But wrong, not in a bad way, but so I've sent these pictures to like a lot of people.
Can you pull up my messages so we get this ready?
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, looks like I got. Oh, those are the drives. Never mind.
Oh, I knew I should have done this. All right, hang tight.
No, you're fine. But like, The attuning is a neat process, though. How you're just kind of like knocking on the door of like everyone around you, and you're like, "Hey, wake up, mofo's! We need you in here because I'm trying to do some shit." And like, do you think you would ever have like a lazy guide who was like maybe taking a nap or something, and he's just like not vibing, he's just not feeling it? You're like, "I need all my guides," and then this one guy's like, fucking hungover, dude. Just fucking leave me alone. You know what I mean?
I'm all spirited out.
That would be me if I was a guy. I'd be like, dude, just fucking stop. I'm not feeling it right now. Oh my god. Have you? I don't know.
So, well, basically,
Can there be a lazy guide,
there could be a guide that is unavailable.
aka hungover? Yeah.
Well, for whatever reason, to be unknown, you know. But yes, there's times where I've called on a guide and they don't come because maybe they have another larger task that they have to accomplish for the higher power.
Maybe they're in a hot game of dice. You know what I mean? Or like a serious game of like gin rummy. You know, you never leave the table in a hot gin rummy. Yeah. You never do. That's just my personal
Is it all
thing.
gin stuff there?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of
gin chess. Gin checkers.
That'd be funny if a gin was playing gin rummy.
Yeah, I'm sure they know how to play all the games.
Well, that... Also...
They probably know how to play games that you don't even know about.
I doubt it. What games do you think gins are playing up in...
I don't know, think of like Babylonic games.
What do you guys call heaven in the Islamic religion? Is there like a name for it?
Yeah, there's a name for it.
You don't want to say?
No, I don't know it off the top of my head.
Oh, you don't know it off the top? Oh,
Gymna.
Gymna? Okay. Yeah. Are there like certain Gymna games that I don't know about?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Well, fucking then I doubt it, dude.
There's like good fruit.
Good fruit. Actually, let's take this opportunity to go ahead and christen.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Drew.
You're welcome.
Dude, honestly, I feel like gins probably throw down on some dice. For real, though. I wonder also... Oh, never mind. I can't read. Oh, dude. Yeah, look
this guy, for sure.
Yeah, that's the genie from Aladdin, dude. Hold on, is that fucking...
Coming out of a
Is that
laptop?
Will Smith? Didn't Will Smith play the genie from Aladdin?
Yeah, he played genie in Aladdin.
Yeah. Will Smith and Robin Williams.
Yeah.
What a role.
What a
like two very different...
Yeah. Two drastically different people.
But yeah, jinn are basically genies. If anyone's been confused for the past like 3 minutes.
Oh wait, I thought a jinn was a ghost.
No.
It's like a spirit.
Oh fuck.
Jinn also...
Well, I was trying to read it and then you pulled it away, Drew.
They're invisible creatures in early religion in pre-Islamic Arabia and later in Islamic culture and beliefs.
Yeah.
They are Romanized as jinn or anglicized as genies.
And Romanized. I don't know what either one of those verbs mean.
I don't really either. I just
you could look
read
up
what's on the page.
If there's going to be games in Gymna.
Do you want to send a couple real quick? And
I've sent 3.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah, I've sent 3.
Okay.
And I'm trying to send another one.
You're good. All right, and we're back, dude. Okay, so Jodie, if you will, what is...
Well, what's the order?
All right, so I put them in an order. So let's go to the very first one.
Okay, that is this one.
So the very first one I saw, so actually the first several were all taken like boom, 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 boom. Like I had it, my little trigger finger, and
Machine
I just was
gun,
like, I was just taking, because I was in the picture, so I was like, I don't know who's smiling, who's ready, who's not, you know.
The guy, may I say, the guy in the back left might have just tapped a bowl or something. I don't know. Either that
he's
or...
a tune, bro.
He's fucking tuned in, dude.
He was. I know that for a fact.
He is tuned the fuck in. I like that guy.
Yeah. Well, that's actually my oldest son.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I fucking love that guy even more.
Yeah.
Let's go. He's fucking jacked up. I like that.
I go to I'm just checking to make sure, like,
Right.
hey, are these taking or whatever?
Right, yeah,
and
yeah.
I see this, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then you go to the very next picture, and again, remember, I'm taking these fast.
Right.
And then you go to the very next picture, and it's like, what the fuck? And so,
Can we go back? Are you yelling at somebody?
well, I don't know what the hell I was doing because, like I said, I was just taking things so fast.
Right.
So then we'll
But
go forward again.
Let's go to the very first one again.
Okay.
And I want to point out a couple of things. So, first of all, it's not a reflection because that ceiling is a drop ceiling. So if you can see, there's like a line that kind of looks like it differentiates between
Oh, now
like
I
a
see
wall.
it. Yeah,
Do you see it?
Yeah.
And then it kind of looks like two mountains. But that line there, if you look at that, and you think, okay, if that line is a delineation between a wall and a ceiling, if you like, because you can see at the top,
Yeah.
just to see, because we're like, is it a reflection?
Yeah, I can
It
see
wasn't.
that.
It was not. And then
Right.
the
tell.
girl right in front of me, right next to me, you can see, look at the halo that's starting to happen right there. And then to the far next to my Reiki master, there's that, okay? There's like, what is that coming in?
Mhm.
But then the very next picture, there's nothing.
Okay.
Can't figure it out.
Hold on a second. I do have a bit of a. So we're not getting a good. This is not the best TV, but there is. It seems to be that there is a light fixture right there. Is
Yeah,
there
there's-
not?
There is a.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
no,
so I'm
no,
trying to.
I
I'm
need-
just assaulting this picture in general.
But there is a spotlight. There's
Okay.
like a can light
Mhm.
right above that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can go on.
So now go to the third picture.
Onto that third one.
And now these things have come back. You can still see that line of delineation, but you can see more of how the bottom is kind of haloing our heads. And it almost looks like there's, faces from the side, like a silhouette.
People are creeping in, dude.
Uh-huh. And then let's see, what other picture do you have? I'm trying to see which one I've sent you now.
One's a little heart.
Oh, that looks like Australia.
Okay, so yeah. So
Is it Australia? Where is Australia for 500?
that's the first one, right?
No, this is the fourth one.
It looks an awful lot like the first one.
I
though.
think-
But the first
yeah.
one's more Wu-Tangy.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's go.
Oh, wait. Is this the first one?
Oh, where
I'm
are
lost.
you?
I don't know. I'm going to start over. Here. There.
Drew, you're the producer.
There.
Tighten up.
Number 3.
There we go. Oh, here we
Okay.
go. Now
yeah.
we got. Now there's like an elk in the.
Yeah. So now again, we have a different shape. So we couldn't figure out like what was happening.
Yeah. What the fuck? Man?
About how now I've shown these pictures. Well, like I said, we were trying really hard to debunk this, right?
Yeah.
That was our first because like I said, I photographed with the same equipment in there, and this has never happened before.
The same wall too, or no?
The same wall, and I was like,
Oh, your son's ready now too.
yeah,
He's crushing it.
yeah, that's a great smile.
This would be a great photo. Oh, her eyes are closed. And
Yeah.
then there's a djinn in the background, but
yeah,
Well,
but-
it's not a djinn, but what is it? What is this
You
thing? The thing in the background. What is that?
So what we think. So here's what we think. We think that because I was in such a hurry to get out of there,
Yeah.
we didn't close the port, and this is the portal to which all of our guides and guardians came in through, and those little stars up there
Mm-hmm.
are them leaving, and we caught it.
Fuck.
Because
that's
we
dope.
never closed the door. And let's see, how many pictures did I send you? Okay, keep going.
Oh, there's a clean star right there.
Yeah. And then again, see, look how the halo is. You still have the faces on the two ends that it looks like a face.
Wonky, dude.
And then the very next one, it's like all the stars. Like, they are all going.
Wild.
And then the next one again, which I thought that was very strange. After
Almost-
that,
almost-
is gone. It's gone again. And then again, the very next one, it gets back. But it literally, I'm talking seconds that I'm taking these pictures, and
Weird, dude.
and actually this is just a few. We have like several because I started like trying to figure out like, okay, what is this while we were taking the pictures. So at some point we paused, looked at everything, continued taking pictures, and at some point it was there, and then it went away, and then was gone.
Did it like feel weird when you guys were taking pictures? Did anything feel different? Like, I don't know. Like, did anybody maybe say like my knee was tingling, or
the back of my neck, the hairs were stinging.
My nipples are hard.
My back.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude. But like, is anything weird happening? Like, you don't recall a weird sense or anything?
No. Well, so okay. So the thing that I've been told by, I have like I said, I think I may have mentioned this the last time. I have this Akashic Records reader that I use in the UK.
We did briefly talk about that, yeah.
So I talked to her about it, and I showed her these pictures.
What'd she say?
And I was telling her about the myoclonic tremors as well.
Yeah, you were just tweaking, twitching.
And so she actually helps to communicate between myself and anyone that has passed.
Okay.
And that particular time, she didn't know about my myoclonic tics at the time, but my mother had passed away, and my mother had not crossed over.
Oh, we had spoken about this in your last episode. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what was happening? So she's talking to my mom,
mm-hmm.
and my mom had wanted to give me this gift. She was trying to give me a gift because my mom was not a very pleasant person when she was alive. After she died, she realized what a ass she was, and she wanted to bring me a gift.
Yeah, and you had to like hunt your house for it, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember this.
And then as I'm standing there talking to Silvana, and I said, so tell me what my mom does when she's trying to get my attention. And she goes, she touches you right here. And I'm like, this is the arm that twitches the most.
Damn.
And so to me, there is a connection. There can be that is some way of a connection, but I also, there's times where I have them that I don't think anyone or anything is trying to communicate with me.
Where you're just like anatomically twitching, yeah.
But at the same time, like I know when I go on a ghost hunt, I will start twitching, especially when I can tell that there are spirits and souls around me.
There's been another instance or two of this that you've had.
Say that again?
There's been another instance or two of this that you've had, like with ghosts and stuff, like like our good buddy Mike Farley.
We're getting into the nitty gritty now. Let's chew on this fat for a little bit. So ghosts.
Yep. Let's talk about them.
They're real.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So suck it, comment section. They are. But what experiences have you had? Now, we kind of spoke briefly before the show that you have a couple instances that you were okay with talking about today.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So we were planning a big trip, me and my son and a couple more of my girlfriends that didn't go through Reiki Master training. They didn't go to that lesson with me. But we planned to go to Waverly. That's like a big place that in Louisville that everyone goes to. Yeah.
Louisville Hill. Yeah.
And
yikes.
But we wanted to be prepared because we'd never done this before. We'd heard all these stories, and we're like all very analytical people. And so we're like, okay. So what we did was we had some equipment. My son was like in charge of the equipment because he's good at all that stuff. And he had the Xbox One that had this, I don't know what it's called. My son knew all about it. But basically it allowed for, if we shot it into a room, it would pick up.
Oh, like LiDAR.
Yes, thank you. And so we needed to test it out. We wanted to see, okay, is this going to work? Well, Mike Farley is a good friend of mine. You guys have had him on the show.
Been on the show.
Yeah, a couple times.
Call back.
Yeah, love it. Love it. I can't wait for his movie. I can't wait for it. I'm so excited.
The Slab.
Yes, The Slab.
I'm fucking pumped, dude.
I know. I told him, if I don't come to the premiere, I'm gonna be mad at you.
He's working his tail off on it too.
Yeah.
He's pushing them papers. But so I call
Mike and I go, hey Mike, because I had been to his house before, helping him with some things that were going bump in the night at his place. And that was crazy too. The first time I went to his house, because again, I'm learning. Like, these were things I'm trying to like dip my toe in, basically by, jumping in the deep end. And he had some gnarly shit in his house.
Yeah,
gnarly shit.
Either you had said or he had said, one of the two.
Yeah, I'm blending the two episodes together. But either you mentioned him anonymously or he mentioned you anonymously in some episode, one of the two episodes.
Or you guys mentioned each other. I don't know.
All I know is the first time I went out to his house,
you said like the bathroom was going crazy or something was going on there.
Well, he's had issues where, and he told me about, he'd been telling me about this for years, and I just kept saying, Mike, you gotta let, because I didn't have any experience, so I kept saying, you gotta let my Reiki my Reiki master needs to come out, and he needs to do whatever he needs to do to hit your house. But Mike, there was something going on family-wise that just wasn't going to allow it. And I got, like I said, a few years later, and then it was kind of, I wasn't comfortable with the way it was going to it was affecting his kids. And I'm like, okay, look, Mike, I don't know if I can do anything, but I'm curious if I can. And I don't charge. I won't charge you for this, because I'm learning. So let me come out. Let me see what I can figure out.
Take a peek.
Yeah, and let me see if I can do something, and see if I can help.
Yeah.
Well, I get out there, man, did I stir up a hornet's nest.
Fucking mistake, dude.
Oh, my God.
Mistake.
Well, because...
You're like, you got to burn your house now.
Well, because I picked up immediately on several entities. One was actually there for good. The one entity was actually guarding his son's door, so his son would be safe in his bedroom. But this particular entity was terrified of what was really going on in the house. And so
that's not great.
No, it was not. And
if you have a bodyguard and he says to you, "Hey, man, I'm fucking shitting my pants right now,"
like, he's done 4 tours. You know what I mean?
That's not the bodyguard I need right now, dude.
So I was like, okay, hey, I was like, Mike, you said you needed to take your kids something. I go, so why don't you leave? Go take your kids something.
Yeah.
I got on the phone with my Reiki master. I go, okay, this is the situation.
You got a fucking problem.
And
so 6 bodies that need stacked.
He proceeds to tell me what to do. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay. So, and I said, when I do this technique, how will I know that I did it?
Right.
He goes,
like
you
correctly.
don't. You don't.
Oh, okay, nice.
I'm like,
nice.
Oh, okay.
Sick.
So
sick, dude. That's perfect. Very vague.
Mike comes back, and one of the things I was like trying to do some education too. So I sit Mike down, and I'm like, listen, I need you to understand something. Like, you cannot be afraid. You cannot be afraid. Like, no fear. Do not show fear. Like, I understand that's like a natural reaction, but dude, I'm saying, do not show fear. And while I'm talking, we keep hearing this noise, and I'm thinking it's his cell phone. And I look at him, I go, do you need to get that? And he goes, let me see what that is. So he goes down the hallway. I thought he was just going to get his cell phone that was like on the other side of me on the table.
Yeah.
And he goes down the hallway. He knew what the sound was.
Okay, so minor hiccups here, but you said that his phone was going off, and
I thought it was his phone,
and he knew what the noise was and takes off.
Yes, and he goes down his hall, and when he gets to his, I don't know where he's gone, but it was just moments that he's gone, and all of a sudden I hear him say my name, and this is the thing, like, when I hear a man say my name, it's a man saying my name. Like, he was terrified. Like, I have never heard a grown man. Sorry, Mike, I'm not trying to, but it's the truth.
He's
like,
a scaredy cat.
He
no, I'm joking. Sorry, Mike.
So what had happened was the spirit that was was getting pissed, and they were trying to come through the radio that was off in the bathroom and unplugged, by the way.
I don't like that.
But when he went down the hall to turn that, to figure out, to do something with that radio and make that stop,
To burn it.
he saw a full-bodied apparition. So he saw exactly what had been dealing with him. And so I went in and I did the thing that my Reiki master told me to do to deal with that. But because, I didn't see it, he did. I was like, I don't know if I got it. So I called my Reiki master back and I explained the whole situation. He goes, and the only thing I can hear is him saying, Katha, get your shoes. 'Cause it was like at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, God.
He was so pissed at me because I said, he's cool. You can reschedule. He goes, no, you have stirred up a hornet's nest and now I've got to come clean it up.
We
and I was
got a
like,
problem. We
sorry.
got a problem.
Yeah. And it took him a couple hours to get it cleaned up. And we went through and we I made him little hex bags. And when I say hex bags are little bags that have different types of ingredients in them that will keep your house protected.
Are these drugs by any chance?
No, it's usually like
bless you.
herbs
Thank you.
and like I might use some
Like black quartz or something?
I actually use black ash, which is black salt, sorry. Black salt. And what that is basically I take wood and I have this wood blessed, or I bless it and I infuse it with Reiki, and then I burn it, and then I take the ash of that and I mix it with Himalayan sea salt, and it's called black ash or black salt.
I was actually going to ask, since we're on the ghost situation, I've seen in a lot of movies where you can just like line a room with salt, like just table salt, like sodium chloride. Does it do anything?
So when they do use the big white iodized salt, it's effective, but not like pink Himalayan salt is.
Okay.
But I will say, but here's the thing if you have power, like a Reiki master has power, I can will that salt to be whatever I need it to be.
Damn.
So if I don't have the ingredient that I need, I will just put in the ingredient that I can find closest to it, and then I will it.
See, again, I would be using Reiki for bad. They bring me salt on my margarita, and I ordered sugar.
Sons of
more.
bitches. Sons of bitches. Oh, my God. So, and then your...
you actually have some videos, right?
So, yeah. So, after that whole thing happened...
This is where the LiDAR comes in?
Yeah. So, we were getting ready to go to Waverly, and I'd had that experience, but I was like, again, I had continued to try to educate myself, learn, and we were going to take this equipment to Waverly, and we wanted to make sure it was going to work. And I called Mike up. I go, hey, I'm sure we could probably catch something at your house. Can we come over and just test our equipment? So we went down. There's a room in his basement that is like uber not good.
Is it the secret room?
It's the secret room.
Yep,
Yeah.
I don't like that room.
Yeah. And I don't know which one this one is, but when you hit play,
Are we going to get sound?
I don't think there's sound on this. I'm going to tell you which one it is here.
Oh, that looks like a dude doing the robot.
So that's me, actually. Okay, so I was in there sitting. Okay, stop. Go back. Roll back. I want to show you something.
Are you doing the robot?
I'm just kind of moving my arms because we were testing things out. I was moving because Curtis was setting up the equipment. Curtis was with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we're setting stuff up, and we weren't sure what we were going to pick up. Now, so as you roll through, did you see what just happened yep, right there. Something come into the frame. Now, if you keep rolling, it's not my son because see it?
Fuck me in the asshole. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck was that, bro?
And then here comes my son. So it wasn't like he was a shadow or anything like that.
Hold on. Turn it. Can we go back one more time?
Yep.
And then
watch it real slow.
Thomas, make sure you put this on the screen. And go slow like you just did somehow. However you did that, Drew. Play it back again. That was so wild. It was like a wave of something, but What the fuck me in the mouth, dude? What is that?
That's almost a full body apparition right there.
That shit gets my nipples hard. God damn, I'm not gonna sleep tonight. That's for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect, dude.
Yeah.
So this is the secret room, or you're just
That's the secret room. Yeah.
Of
that's
course
the
it
secret
is.
room.
Of course
and
it is.
that's something coming out of that. There's a closet like right there. And
I know what you're talking
the kids, toys are right there too. And
Mike, I'm never going into your secret room ever again.
And so that happened. But we didn't even catch that. I mean, we had to go back and, watch the footage and all that. And then the other video is very similar. Again, it's a situation where we're in the same room. I'm sitting in the same chair. I never left the chair. Now, but then we caught all of these, and I'm going to tell you what we caught. We caught all these orbs, okay? So a lot of people talk about orbs. You hear that word a lot. So there are several orbs, but you have to, like above me, above that back door. Oh, we're on the same.
Oh, this is the same video.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the same video?
I think you might have sent the same one twice.
Hold on. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Oh, they do look eerily similar.
Okay, hang on.
They do look eerily similar.
You should have done both of them for me, Thomas, because,
You might have copied one and then sent.
No, but regardless, though, I mean, like, still to have that on camera is gotta be. Do you just not sleep at night?
No, I
wouldn't
sleep
either.
like a baby.
You do sleep like a baby?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Because
you
I'm
also
not
said
afraid.
you have also like a
Because I'm
whole
not
wall
afraid.
of crystals in your room and stuff.
Well,
right?
I do. Yes, my house has been protected. I have hex bags. I have the crystals. And I'm also not afraid. And we talked about this a little bit the last time too. I also have control of my third eye. So I'm not calling them in.
Yeah.
So
She got that do not disturb.
She does.
right.
She's got that little moonlight lit up on her.
By the way, and you may not know, but remember last time I was here, I helped open your eye up a little bit.
Right.
Did you have any experiences that night? Any special dreams? Do you even recall?
I don't know. I got chronic memory loss.
He smokes recreational
Lettuce.
Oh yeah. So that's
flowers.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that checks out. Also, Drew, if you got to roll soon, feel free to, and we can shut her down if you need to.
Okay, there we go. I got
just to
her
give you a
up.
heads up.
That's the
I got a
next
couple
one I
minutes
just sent
still.
you. I just sent you.
We got one more?
Yep. So you've heard a lot about orbs in general.
Right, when they're caught in
Yes.
photos and
So the one we really found like a lot of orbs, and I was trying to find one of my videos that I had that we also set the equipment up at my own personal house. This was the house, not the one I'm living in now, but the one I had last time. And I'm gonna tell you, some of the shit we saw was incredible.
Now it looks
I couldn't
like
find that one.
you
you
may
have to
to
unrestrict the
Yeah,
link.
you may have to give us
You just should
permission.
have just done the whole thing because I don't use.
So now we're
There we go.
in the spooky
Mm-hmm.
room yet again, and you're doing shoulder presses, some bicep curls.
Okay, so go back because you've already missed a couple of the orbs.
shit.
Yep.
What
And
is
then
happening?
there's also going to be a very large black orb. I've never seen such a black orb.
Oh, there you go, Drew. Look at you, fucking crushing it, dude. There you go. And this is half speed, so
So at the top of my head on that back wall, and then to the side of me would be my left side in the video. It's the right side if you're looking at it. It goes across and goes back into that vent there, or whatever that thing is, that black thing on the wall, on the side wall. Yeah,
what the
there you go. Do you see it?
what the fuck?
That was the biggest one. There was like a whole bunch. We counted, I think, 12 when we really rolled it back.
Do you ever feel like you are a Ghostbuster?
There's been occasions.
You're familiar with the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I gotta double check, but
There's
it's a
been
fucking killer
occasions
movie.
where I have been asked to come over. Like, friends know that I do this, and again, this is not a service I charge for because I just feel uncomfortable charging for this type of service. I feel like if you need this, is something that you need, And so friends will ask me, hey, can you do this? Can you come over? Something's weirding me out, and I'll come over, and I'll usually bring a crew with me, and we'll do some stuff.
How does someone get in touch with you? I guess we can cover that at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is wonky as far as like I've never seen anything. No one has. I have one friend that has showed me one picture where I was like, that's fucked up. It was a Polaroid too. There's like no way to fake it. And I saw it in person. I was like, what the fuck is that? And he was like, yeah, I don't know. It's just my house. It's just my fucking house.
Yeah.
And it was like him and his daughters, his tiny little daughters. It's like, there's a ghost fucking hanging out over your daughters, dude. That's spicy. That's fucking spicy as fuck, dude. I'm not cool with that. But like, I've never known somebody that has like gotten actual footage. And this is trippy, dude. So if you guys are only listening, you need to stop where you're at, rewind 5 minutes, and go to the YouTube and check it out. Because that's wild.
Yeah.
Do you look back on it now and you're just like, what the fuck?
I miss it. I haven't been able to go on a ghost hunt for a long time, but I will tell you this. Where I want to go is there is a cemetery. It's known as the Gates of Hell Cemetery.
Oh, sick.
It's in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and I had such an experience. It was palpable. The amount of
I don't know if I like that.
Oh, like you could just feel it. Like I would just start twitching the minute. Like we and
Is it
in
like
fact,
a Civil War
as
cemetery?
we were driving there. So my son and I were in one. We had two cars because we took a group of us, and our plan was because we did a lot of research about like the folklore about this cemetery.
The spot.
And what people stated that they experienced. And one of the things they experienced was car trouble or their car being, the things inside of their car being messed up.
Wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, well, we brought like a not jumper cables, but we brought like a jumper box, and we brought like, two cars on purpose. We were
ready to go.
We were going to,
came ready.
Yeah. We were going to stage one. We were going to set one up and stage it, and then we were going to take the other one. Well, when we started driving there, we realized, oh no, we're not going to be able to do that. But my son and I the shit was already fucking with us as we were driving. So I'm driving down this old road. My son and I both shoot like this. It was like we got beheaded. The pain and the feeling of our heads being decapitated,
Jesus.
Both of us the exact same second. And here's the thing. This is what freaks people out the most, I think, about ghosts. If they are open to the spirit or there's a channel that they have open, I think what freaks them out is this is not them trying to hurt us. This is them trying to communicate to us, hey, this is what happened to me.
Right.
And so, but they were, because we were coming, and so they were all riled up. And it was also a Halloween, and it was a full moon. So everything was out to play.
That's a fucking.
And we had, to this day, I truly believe that I had a full-on, lengthy conversation with a full-bodied apparition at the end, before the police came and made everyone leave.
That's fucking terrifying, dude. How are you? I don't know. I just don't know how you're just like, yeah, and then I just went home and like had some biscuits and went to bed.
But we did. It was interesting because we staged one of the cars, even though we had them both there.
Yeah.
We put baby powder around like the whole car, like on the car, so that we could like see if there was any fingerprints or anything.
Yeah.
Or if anyone tried to get in the car.
Yeah.
We took pictures of exactly how everything was in the car. Honey, do you know that was a brand new car and we couldn't get it started? And there was fingerprints on the back. And we'd set our table up with our equipment right by the car so we could monitor it too. So there was nobody that touched that car.
I'm not having a good time anymore. I thought this was going to be fun. I'm not having fun anymore. Don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying. To be completely honest with you.
It is and it isn't. And because I've had experiences now enough with communicating with the other side that I know not to be afraid, because when you are afraid, that gives them more energy. That is, fear is like, mainline in the shit, right? It's like
It's like David Goggins when he sees the guy up on the hill about to quit.
Yeah.
You know what?
Just mainline it, dude.
Yep.
It's fucking Jesus, Murphy. You're a better person than I am. That's for sure.
It's just all about education and understanding.
What advice do you have for somebody that's got some spooky critters in their house? And
if they're afraid, don't be.
Just brush it off.
They just need to understand, and they need to know that we as humans have more power than they do.
Mm-hmm.
So if something's going on, the more a fear you have, the more power you're giving them to do things that are going to then scare you. So it's like this complete circle consistently. Okay. So you got to realize you have the power to tell them to bugger off. Go, you're gone. I don't want you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Mm-hmm.
Without fear. I mean, you can be afraid and be like, oh my God, get the fuck out of here. But that's still fear, and that's still giving them energy, and you're not really teaching them or telling them, hey, but if you're super calm and you're like, dude, get the fuck out, or whatever it is. Because what happens a lot of times is you get stuck to a house, or you get, and they get crabby.
No, I completely understand that. And I just wonder if like, okay, so what if internally I'm fucking petrified, but externally, those are my dogs, but externally, I'm like completely chill and calm.
They can pick up on that.
They still pick up my internal, like, wigging the fuck out? Really?
Yeah.
So I just got to do more drugs? I don't know how you just, like, chill out.
You just have to, like, again.
Like, I got to start smoking weed?
I mean.
Like, chill out? Because my anxiety is, like, through the roof.
Well, so I have an anxiety issue, too. So I completely understand that.
Yeah.
However, because I took the time to educate myself about what I need to do and empower myself.
Yeah.
I'm no longer afraid. Like, the fear doesn't affect me. Like, and a lot of times things that we have heard, like, are not at all what they seem to be.
And that's neat. And honestly, that's kind of what, like, I always tell myself when I hear, like, spooky shit in my house. I'm like, that's not a ghost.
That's a raccoon.
Yeah, that's a baby possum in my basement or something. No, it's neat though, man. And then, like, so I got spooky shit in my house. We've already talked about it. So, like, for the listener, like, let's say they are me and I am them, and we are inside each other. Not sexually, but, like, we are the same person. How do I get in contact with you to, like, do some fucking spooky Reiki shit?
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
I have a Facebook. I have Instagram, Twitter. You can and my phone number's on those, most of them. You can reach out to my Facebook page also, Essence Pro. And it's it made it really easy yet difficult on my Facebook, because I wanted to make sure everybody knew who I was. So it's Jodie Janelle Stengel Murtha. I wanted to put all my names out there.
Nice. All 7 of them.
To be clear, yeah.
Jodie Jingleheimer's. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. And just reach out to me.
We'll put the links in the description for the episode too, so it'll be easy. You just got to go down to the bottom, open up the description,
and Twitter's now X.
Yeah.
Yes.
Funny story that you bring that up. The Days Grimm had an official Twitter account for 2 weeks, and then we got banned.
Really?
100%.
How did you get banned?
As one of our reels or something. Like, I posted it.
You posted an X video?
No, like my.
No, because it's a video on X.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. No, but one of our reels. I don't know what it was. I didn't get clear guidance, but they were like, your account is locked. And I was like, God damn it, Elon. Jesus. What
I mean, he lets all these other dumb fucks talk.
I know. I had a buddy that went to an Asian massage parlor in another state and got a happy ending, and with a buddy. I don't even know the state.
Same room?
No, like they went together and had different rooms.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, I can't wait to see the review he writes. And I was like, just chat GPT the review. And so I went on there and typed it, and ChatGPT was like, I cannot give you a response with, because I was like, give me a 4-star review for amazing Asian massage that ended in a happy ending or whatever. And like, it was like, I cannot do that. And then like, I was like, with a great ending, and it was like, I cannot do that. And I was like, all right, just give me a 4-star review of an Asian massage parlor. For the masseuse named Zuki or something.
So,
Cece.
And actually, the last time that we recorded an episode, I created our Twitter account right after that because I figured we could like be on everything. So I started the Twitter account. And I started posting. I think I made it like 5 posts in, and they were like, "Your shit's done."
Yeah.
Like, are we too aggressive for Twitter? There's softcore porn on Twitter, but I can't tweet about my sock drawer being.
Dude, there's Al Qaeda leaders on Twitter.
I don't know, man. Twitter's getting wild. But so do you have any advice for? I think we covered this in the last episode, but do you have any advice for anybody that wants to maybe not necessarily like Reiki, but like just maybe understand the other side a little bit better? As far as like the spooky stuff.
Yeah. So.
Or is Reiki the only way to go?
No, absolutely not. There are so many different modalities that have a way of handling spirits, right? So I think the key is just like you want to select a doctor that you feel comfortable with, or a psychiatrist or therapist that you feel comfortable with. You know, everyone has a different method, and sometimes you may have to try a few different types of, which is what, it's funny.
Different modalities.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not sure, or find someone that you're super comfortable with, that will continue to work with you, and figure out what all needs to happen, because I've had to like I said, I've had to go back to Mike's a couple of times and freshen things up, because those hex bags don't last forever, right?
Kind of like a car freshener,
right? And so sometimes you just kind of have to go back and
resage the house.
Yep, absolutely. And then I like to educate people, because I look at it like, okay, if I've cleansed your home and I've made sure that there is nothing in there, I've helped the spirit to cross to the other side or leave, protected your property, and then you continue to have problems, and it's not the same thing, it's a different thing, then that means you're pulling it in. So we're going to have a sit down, and we're going to have a conversation.
You're bringing some goofy shit with you, man.
Yeah.
He or she might be a serial killer. Also, my last and final question for you is, how do I get my ghosts to leave this house and go to my neighbor's house? Is that possible? Like, hey, man.
Like just shaking the rug off.
You have to tint your house, and then you
Hey, I'm tired of you guys. Just move next door.
Yeah.
It's a nice house. Going to be for sale soon. If you guys want to move into the Days Grimm
Why do you want them to move there versus just move on to the other side?
I guess it really doesn't matter. But
he's like, it's closer for him. It's probably easier.
It's probably easier.
Because they'll come right back.
Just pack your shit and just...
They're attached to this house.
I know, dude. It sucks.
They're so attached to this house.
They're like in the mortar, dude. I don't know, man. It's thrilling to sit and chat about like ghosts and shit, because I'm a believer of like, I believe in a lot of shit I shouldn't. You know what I mean? God, aliens, ghosts, the whole gambit, like across the board, conspiracy theories. So it's cool to like sit down and chat with somebody that has some like really compelling physical, tangible evidence that we sat and looked at on the show today.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a really, really neat episode to sit down and talk to you about, and we didn't really get to touch on it last time because we were like,
right,
I think we were like, what, an hour?
Reiki it out.
Yeah, we were all on that Reiki train, dude. We talked a little bit about interior design and stuff, which you do. But yeah, we didn't really get to the ghost stuff, so we wanted to have you come back in.
Yeah, we're glad that you're feeling a little better.
Yeah.
If not 100%, at least
not 100%.
a little better.
I'm not currently back to work yet, because my doctors are like, nope, no, we need you to, because I need everything to settle down. So this is the other lesson I can leave you with, is self-care. Self-care is so important. And it's super important that, even though it's a struggle, and I have money coming in and it's a struggle to tell my clients, hey, you have to wait. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to apologize for putting myself first.
Right. You should not. That's something that we
gotta
talked
put that air mask on yourself first before you can help the person next to you.
Yeah, fuck them kids, dude. And honestly, self-care, I'm joking. I don't really love children, but you get it. So anyways, no, but speaking of that, self-care, we've got a therapist maybe possibly in the workings.
Yeah, she's coming in August.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
So buckle up for that, guys. We're going to talk about self-care. It comes up often on the show, and we're going to delve deep into it very soon. So, So I guess, I don't know, last minute shout outs or any contact information that you haven't put out since we've been talking, I guess. And
no, I think we've covered the contacts, and you're going to put the links up and everything. So
Yes,
that'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank Mike Farley again for letting me share his stories, because they're pretty profound. And I even had a few more stories ready to go for you. We just didn't get
There'll
there.
be another time for sure.
I know, man. There will be a Jodie
You want
Murtha
some
round
sweet
3.
tea?
No, I do not. You fucking chode. You tricked me once. Shame on me. Tricked me twice. Shame on somebody else. No, man. But I think you've got somewhere to be today.
Yes,
So we're cutting it short again today. But there will be a Jodie Murtha round 3. I promise. I just don't know when it'll be. So we'll schedule another thing. We're gonna do some Reiki, some ghosts, some interior design. We'll spread it all around. But links will be in the description. So get down in there. Check her out. DM her if you got some spooky shit in your basement or in your bedroom or your neighbor's house or whatever, dude. And go visit thedaysgrimm.com. Get you some sweet merch. Check that out. Help us keep the lights on. And check out Purple Moose Power Washing LLC. Those dudes are snapping dicks left and right. I am honestly, I'm enthralled. I'm seriously, I've been so pumped about this. I wish it would have been less technically involved. It was a little chaotic today, but next time we'll have it smoothed out. But yeah, it was really nice to talk about some ghosts.
It was a good time.
Thrilling episode, dude. Seriously.
Of the Days Grimm.
My name is. Do you want to say my name?
This is Brian Michael Day,
and this is Thomas Grimm III. And with us today, thank you so much, Jodie Murtha. I greatly appreciate your time.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much, and thanks for being patient with me. I appreciate that.
No
too.
problem. No problem. No, yeah, we're a handful. Thank you, guys.
Okay, clear.